Play a clip. Ricada Law. Scott is a nice dude who runs a gym. Him saying Aaron isn't a coach likely devastated him. Yeah, we're going to get to it. Aaron's not doing well. All these guys are starting to crack at the hands of Feely McFeelerson. I'm not kidding you. We're watching him literally. We're going to get to the clips, but Aaron goes like, Aaron's over there going like, yeah. And then like I called him and we were both laughing and he was like, I can't believe the fat guy emailed you again. I was like, yeah, he's so fat, right? These aren't real conversations that happen. Nobody's denying I'm fat. This isn't how any like normal adult talks. And I refuse to believe that there's two of you. And then like at the end of Aaron's summary about accusing me of emailing and trying to get him to lose his license, he goes, so just so you know, everyone knows you're fat, Patrick. And it's just like, whoa, they do. It's nuts what's happening. The guy is losing it. The bag's under his eyes. He said that I haven't been doing shows this week because I haven't been sleeping, because I'm so worried and scared and I'm pretending my internet's out. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, dog. Sure. Imagine this. You want to learn boxing, you go to a gym and they're like, well, we're going to need to do some paperwork and you're going to have to talk to a doctor. I just want to hit the heavy bag a little bit, get some lessons. No. Not anybody can just put in a mouth guard and start prancing around like a fairy boy.
Else to those people. So I point that out. I put that out there, and then automatically everybody goes, well, you're putting stipulations on it. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm dealing with children. In Patrick's.
You're not allowed to deal with children. We found out. In your coach's email, he says you're actually not allowed to work with kids. And you say you train kids. But we found out you're not a coach at all. This is from your buddy who works at the gym. We have the right guy, right? Unless he's lying to us to make you appear dumb, which is a cool friend. But I have a feeling that the conversations you claim to have with the gym guy aren't real at all. But again, we'll go over the whole email thread and find out.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to get to this. I've been so excited. I've been so pumped ever since I heard about it and ever since I got the phone call from my gym owner. Check this out. Now, the Onion people and Patrick are not going to get that. They're not going to get this because when they go outside their community, everyone just calls them gay and they're retarded and they do gay ops and they're weird and they call Patrick a PDF file and they don't like that. So they retreat into their hug box and go, we have to get Aaron. Everyone keeps calling us gay. And for the last few days, they were like, they're saying that your USA Boxing membership has been revoked and your fight's been canceled. I'm like, no, but
we have? Show it. I'm not even kidding. I think he thinks that like if he showed any screenshot of our Discord, it would give away who's in there. Like spilling the beans for him. But like, again, we don't care. We're well aware people are in there who hate us. You're welcome. You are welcome there. Don't be an asshole. This isn't a big feat. It's not a gotcha.
They do lie a lot, so there's that. So then they go, well, they're going to try and get your membership taken away. I said, well, good luck. Not really worried about it because you can't.
I wonder why people try. Aaron says you can't get his license taken away. You don't know what you're doing to people like Citizen M. You don't know what you're doing. Like, these guys have severe autism. I treat Citizen M like I treat God. I'm serious. I treat Citizen M like I treat God. Not that I respect him or fear him or take him in any sort of serious way, but I'm not going to taunt him. I've seen what he does to people. There was like a spinning pill, and then there's like, Skrillex music, and he zooms in on you and makes you all grainy. Look, I don't want that. I wouldn't want that in a million fucking years. So no, thank you. While I may not believe in him, I don't taunt him. I'm not going to taunt him. You couldn't get me fired from the day. Like, oh, okay. Good luck. Good luck flipping off God. Aaron may possess an illegally made copy of the gym keys. Because listen to this.
I want a key out there where like drug addicts can come into the gym.
Listen to this.
I told that story about how after April got arrested and everything, Scott just said, hey, I want to be safe. I don't want a key out there where like drug addicts can come into the gym or anything like that. Could you give me your key until this whole thing is over? And I said, yeah. And I gave Scott my key and he said,
okay, after April got arrested, that happened? And then months later, you were up there unlocking the gym at 11 p.m. at night, begging Ethan Ralph to come fight you? Got it. And after April got arrested, which is after you announced you were getting divorced, I mean, you and April were separated, but April got arrested, and then he took your key away because he didn't want drug addicts to have access to the gym. Something doesn't add up. Were you still hanging around with drug addicts? Were you still with April? No. So why did he need your key, his responsible coach?
We'll get it back when everything wraps up and everything's good.
So he still doesn't have any of this yet.
Give you your key back. I just don't want it falling into the wrong hands. I said, sure. So he then told me that,
I mean, this makes no sense.
Like, there was this whole big thing with April when she came to get her stuff from the gym after all the arrests and stuff. Like, I guess Scott got really spooked by the whole thing. He told me in the phone call, he goes, oh, by the way, that shit you went through with that lawyer guy, he goes, that's crazy. He goes, I'm glad you survived that nut house. I'm like,
yeah. When Scott called to tell me about the email Melton sent, he said, like, hey, I just found out about the Ricada thing. So glad you got away from all that. Uh-huh.
Like, thank you. But he said when April came to get her stuff,
he didn't know about it at all? This is almost a year ago. He didn't know about this at all. I mean, okay. I mean, what are we to believe?
He had cut her lock on her locker because he basically revoked her membership.
Aaron called him and said he thinks there might be drugs in April's locker. You should go into her locker and get her stuff out of there.
And when he cut her lock to the locker, like she got an attitude with him. And like she went to get her stuff and like they had words about the contents of her locker and him cutting her locker and getting rid of her lock and everything like that. And he said it was really weird, just a strange thing. So that was just a little aside. I didn't know
Great story
about that.
ADA Police is a new member. This is the person who says they're behind the whole shenanigans with emailing Aaron pretending to be me. I don't know. Look, we're gonna see today that like what Aaron says and what his coach is saying over email are diametrically opposed concepts. Basically, Aaron got outed that he's not a coach and he's never been a coach. He's not allowed to work with kids, even though he says he works with kids all the time. I mean, it's almost too much to digest. I'm just going to show everything. This is the whole thread. And this is in mail. This is in Apple Mail. So it's not edited. You're not seeing a screenshot or Photoshop or any of that. This is Apple Mail. The initial email sent. Where am I? Pink. Okay. Hey, Coach Scott. And this is from Movie Scrimp at proton.me. Okay. You can see that here. This is not from Patrick. at nobodylikesonions.com. So again, who's lying? Scott? Did Scott call Aaron and say, this is from Patrick at nobodylikesonions.com? Did he lie? We'll never know. I'm sure it was Aaron. Hello, Coach Scott. I'm writing to let you know that Aaron Imholte, one of the coaches at your gym and an amateur boxer, is currently in violation of many aspects of the SafeSport code, which is applicable to USA Boxing. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Aaron was arrested, charged, and then pled guilty to a violation of harassment restraining order in September. USA Boxing members must inform USA Boxing when they have a warrant for their arrest, are charged with crimes, or have those charges disposed in any way other than finding of not guilty. Aaron has instead pleaded guilty and currently has a 90-day stayed jail sentence. Aaron's also charged with a felony and gross misdemeanor non-consensual dissemination of intimate images. This is an ongoing case that is not reported that is now reported in the news. It is a violation of the SafeSport Code of Conduct to be facing criminal charges. I have reported this case to USA Boxing, but I wanted to do you the courtesy to let you know that he's in violation of the code, so you can distance yourself from him before USA Boxing investigates. Now, here's the thing: Aaron isn't up to date on his SafeSport whatever. So Aaron's not in violation of SafeSport because he's not a member. And it sounds to me like Scott probably called Aaron and said, fuck, you will lose your license because you're out of compliance. Get your SafeSport. He probably was like bitching at Aaron, like, fuck you, you're making my gym look bad. And Aaron, I mean, literally, like, Aaron spins everything to sound casual, you know. Anyway, it says Aaron's now infamous for many controversies. Google Aaron Imholte and watch the results. You seem like a decent man and true role model to the kids at your gym. I want you to be aware of what you're dealing with before this issue escalates so you can properly distance yourself. Mooby Scrimp. Now, I don't know who Coach Scott is. Head coach, the owner, I guess both. Scott writes back. Thank you for updating me and letting me know about Aaron Imholte. We've been a bit busy, and I've been out of the loop on his situation. So, yes, I do appreciate the email about his status and what has happened. I hope you don't mind that I share this with all of our coaches, as they are aware of this as well. And Cindy Schumacher from St. Cloud area Golden Gloves Boxing and Minnesota USA Boxing president. Now, this goes along with what somebody said earlier today, that people are getting word around Minnesota about this email. Now, does this sound like something that, like, why would Scott troll us to make Aaron look bad? Just so you know, Aaron did at one time have access to the building when he was together with his wife, April. Are you hearing this? Aaron had access to the building when he was with his wife, April. Uh-oh. Again, if this guy files a break-in, Aaron goes to prison for 90 days or jail. Listen to this. Just so you know, Aaron at one time did have access to the building when he was together with his wife, April. After what happened, I can't remember the dates and times, I did request his key back to the building. At this time, Aaron was not registered to be a coach. At this time, Aaron has not been registered as a coach, just an athlete. Now, remember, the membership he showed said non-athlete. So this is direct contradiction, which leads us again to believe Aaron ran and renewed his non-athlete thing to pretend he was a coach. That's why it was the top email out of 1,069 emails. That's the level of delusion we're in. Here he is saying at this time, Aaron has not been registered a coach. Wait till you see what he says later. Just an athlete. And his time in the ring with other boxers is just him sparring with those over the age of 18, since our kids class is only on Saturdays and is coached by Logan Masty. So Aaron's never worked with kids. He's full of shit. He's full of shit. I hope this answers most of your questions. Please feel free to suggest anything more while I speak to the rest of the coaching staff, organization staff, and Cindy Lou Who. So I replied to this after I got it. Whoa, buddy. That's me. Now, again, if I did this, why am I having a conversation with this idiot? I guess to fool you right now? Fucking idiots. I don't think I don't think he'll be fighting any internet beefs at his gym. I just want Tukey to be safe. Don't share this one yet until they reply. Can't believe he CC'd the entire coaching staff. So here's what's wild. Now you can see Scott CC'd the entire coaching staff on this email. Now, if it's not a joke email, wouldn't there be a private thread going? He CC'd the entire coaching staff. Fuck.
Melton's making them feel. Melton's making them feel. Melton's making them feel. Melton's making them feel. Melton's making them feel.
So, Movie Scrimp writes back, thank you, Coach Scott. I'm relieved this is being taken seriously. Aaron has spent months minimizing this problematic behavior. The timing of when he went to the gym to fight Ethan Ralph was in August 2024, over 4 months after the relationship breakdown with April. If you had taken his keys, then he may have made copies, which he may still possess. Yesterday, he was challenging enemies over the internet to fight at your gym. He has insisted they come to Minnesota and meet him there. He insists that they are pedophiles and terrible people and that they show up to St. Cloud Boxing for a bout. You asked if there was anything additional. I have revealed the original harassment restraining order filed by Aaron's first wife and mother of his children, where he was physically abusing his wife April in 2022 by squeezing her until she couldn't breathe. So now this is going to every coach and Cindy Schumacher, I believe. So he just goes on and on. I think there's a lot to admire about Aaron, but the last few years have been rough. It just goes on and on. This is the tip of the iceberg. It's largely unrelated to your gym. But boxing is a large part of Aaron's personality, and he uses his position at your gym, he claims to be a coach, for clout. I'm just trying to let you know so you can minimize fallout before the media reports further on these events. So this guy's contacting media, USA Boxing, and he's not an idiot. I mean, this is well-written, relatively well-written. He's not like a Joey C, just bumbling nonsense. Says, if you require any evidence of the above, please let me know. But he basically says here again, Aaron claims to be a coach. Now Scott writes back. Thank you for responding. And the key issue, those keys I had issued need permission from Central Locksmith to prevent extra keys from being made. I have to pay more, but it really is worth it this way. And I know no one can make copies of my building keys, only me. This is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, I know there's some different rules in the UK and stuff. You can take keys that say do not copy anywhere and get a copy made. You can go to Home Depot and do it yourself. This idea that like, nah, I got special keys that they're not supposed to copy anywhere. Right. Shh. This is the most basic dad logic I've ever heard in my life. I have a key that can't be copied. Yeah, Aaron too. It goes to his wheels. Tires. Fuck. Here we go. Sorry. Thank you for responding. And the key issue, those keys I had issued need permission from Central Locksmith. Is that a sponsor? to prevent extra keys from being made. I have to pay a lot more, but it's worth it. This way I know no one can make copies of the building keys. Only me. Also, Aaron was never asked to be a coach. This is important. Before he said Aaron's not a coach, this is important. Aaron was never asked to be a coach. Just asked to spar and help with those that needed more work in the ring. Oh boy. He ain't no really? I'm not a coach? Really? I'm not a coach? Yeah, really. Let's ask Cindy Schumacher and the Schumacher 4. Cindy Schumacher and the Schumacher 6.
Rod Pockets.
We did want him to register as a non-athlete through USA Boxing in addition to his athletic membership for insurance purposes, and that is protocol with both USA Boxing, USA Wrestling, and our policy as well. And yes, I do understand the complete complexity of the situation and just hopes everyone can work it out too. And yes, I do like everyone around to know what's going on with the situation. At least they get through all this. Life is kind of tough for everyone, but hopefully we get through all this. And again, thank you. I do appreciate what you have said. Oh God. So again, for anyone who thinks this is me sending these are the emails. This is a whole exchange. So enjoy. And the guy says, I never spoofed your email or pretended to be you because I wanted Aaron to talk to the coach and say the words "Mooby Scrimp." So this whole thing is an elaborate troll and genius, frankly. But there's your proof. There's the whole thread. Aaron's a complete lunatic liar. He's never been a coach. He's never been thought of as a coach. He doesn't work with kids. Everything about this guy is insane. He hasn't had access to the gym since he was with April. He's not supposed to have keys. He made it sound like on Twitter that they took away April's keys. But why would April have keys unless, again, you guys were sunshine cleaning? It just gets weirder and weirder with him. The lies. All right, and this is tonight. So we all saw the real email that Aaron said. Scott said the address was Patrick at nobodylikesthings.com. You saw the email for yourself. Not true. And now we're going to watch apparently what I was doing today. I didn't know that I was doing this today, but here's what I've been up to today.
So we're celebrating another win for the Toe today. After
God, the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. Melton just keeps stepping on rakes. Fuck, dude. Another win for the Toe?
I'm not making this up. I have the email right here. Scott printed it out for me. I get to the gym today to spar. And Scott goes, Aaron, you're not going to believe this. I go, what? He goes, that fat guy sent me an email again.
That's what Scott said. That's how I'm known. Not Mooby Scrimp, not Patrick. He's also emotional and overly concerned about my weight because of his own insecurity. And he refers to me as that fat guy. Dude, that fat guy said it. He's never seen a photo of me. Just Aaron told him, dude, don't take his email seriously. He's 400 pounds.
And I go, oh no. Now, he sent the
The fat guy sent an email again. Oh, no.
email at 11 at night. So that means that the cope was so strong with this person and they were so mad.
Why is it this person? It went from the fat guy to this person.
That Scott and I laughed at their attempt to get my membership canceled, that they tried sending off a desperate email. Check this out. Now,
I was so mad that you and Scott laughed. Why did you and Scott laugh at me? What world? I was so mad that him and Scott were laughing. I mean, all right.
remember, these are the
I said this weekend. This is 100% true. This rule checks out. If Aaron ever says something he did got his enemy mad, he's 100% lying. That checks out. That checks out.
people who say, oh, Aaron, he just lies. Aaron doesn't confirm our fan fiction. He's lying. We can't be insane. He's
This is tonight. This is wild.
lying. So, showed you last night, licensed coach. Just got to take SafeSport. Licensed athlete, memberships, books for both, background checks, the works. Boy, they seethed over that one.
I did see over your background check.
An hour and a half after that, 11:02 is the timestamp on this.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was still so worked up and so upset that we got the beat on him on the boxing thing
Right.
that they pretended, I shit you not, they pretended to be a Fox 9 reporter.
I don't even know what that is.
You might, now look, you're a normal person, so you're going to go, that sounds mentally ill. So, someone writes, love this.
See
Sad
this
note.
editing? This is good work, Stalin. Doom sucks.
Dude, we're going to go nice and slow over this. So this guy, Luke Watson, sends an email to Scott.
And shout out, the person taking credit for this in our chat is Ada Police. Ada Police. ADA Police. Is this Americans with Disabilities? Police? Come on. Interrupt's a new member. We got him.
At 11:02 at night. Now remember, this is big brain shit. He did.
First of all, even if these accusations are true, reporters can't work at 11 at night. I mean, only people in the Midwest think it's too late for email. Honestly, think about that. You can't be emailing them at this hour. You're going to wake up the whole house. Dude, like a reporter would send this email at night? Yeah. Why would someone working on a story email someone when they had information?
Decides at 11:02 he thinks it would be realistic to say he's a reporter from Fox 9 and they're going to do a story on Aaron being a trainer at your gym.
First of all, if it's if it's me, it's 9:00, right? So it's not.
They even brought up,
And again, I was at Cipriani. I was enjoying a Wagyu steak with the most perfect crispy roasted potatoes. And for my appetizer, I had the most delicate ricotta gnocchi. I mean, in a guardi sauce. Oh my God. I mean, it hits your tongue and it just melts like bone marrow. So I was enjoying that. Really, really good meal. We'll never go back. Overpriced. No ambiance. This place is confused. And You feel like you're in a mall because you kind of are. It's like in the middle of the shops in the wind. But again, not the food. The food was good, but whew. That's what. So at the hour he received this, that's where I was. That's what I was doing. Right. I mean, the world he thinks I'm living in it's purely like to make him feel, God, he never leaves his basement, and it just makes him so angry.
Stoney's bar. And then saying, he's a domestic violence defendant. It's like, well, for the people calling me liars, you sure did lie your ass off. So anyway, I really want to get to this. I'm so excited. The last 2 evening shows, I've been so pumped because it's just been onion fail after onion fail. And Scott and I had a great laugh.
Again, bringing up this guy, Scott, we've never heard of ever. We had no idea this guy exists. And he's like, for the third show, I do have to tell you, we do think he's fat. We did laugh about that several times. Scott, I can still hear the laughter.
Patrick and his crew's expense. Because
my crew. Me and the fellas.
For like 2 years, they've been trying to get shit canceled on me, and every time it ends up that group.
For 2 years. It still hasn't been 2 years that I've known Steel Toe existed. We're still under 2 years. It's crazy, isn't it? Hit the like button.
Ends up laughing at them. Halada Fachina says 0-12. They suck worse than the White Sox. And then Penguin says, aren't those emails a bitch? No. Scott even told me, he goes, I just sent an email back so they would fucking leave me alone.
And copied 9 other coaches on it. In the CC field. Not the BCC field. I just answered them to get them to leave me alone. And also copied 9 other coaches. And who was her name? Christina Haberkern? Cindy, who?
And he's like, yeah, you haven't finished your SafeSport. You're not an official coach yet. I'm like, I know, I'm working on the SafeSport.
Now the story's changed. Remember? He was a coach, and they said he's not a coach. And he was like, really? So then they were like, okay, so he is a coach? And he's like, I'm a coach. The email said Aaron's not a coach and he's never been asked to be a coach. And now Aaron's saying he like puts his arm around him at the end of the day and goes, now remember, you're not an official coach yet. And Aaron's like, I know, I got to do my SafeSport. Aaron's been talking about how he coaches boxing since April was there. April used to sit beside him while he regaled us with stories about how he held court on Thursday nights. All the kids would gather around and he would teach them stuff. I'm not kidding you. How would I know all this? We've heard these stories. Someone's going to go back and put together a compilation. Coach. Search the word coach. Good luck, everybody, with the transcripts. I mean, fuck. You're so fucked. You're so fucked. Now you have to do this. You have to get ahead of it with this sad narrative. Like, remember, little buddy, you're not an official coach yet. One day you'll get your wings. What a boob.
And says, aren't those emails a bitch? No. Scott even told me, he goes,
Scott even told me they're not a problem at all. I just send them to everybody in the district for no reason at all. Scott even said, like, we're still best friends and Patrick's super fat. Scott even told me, like, we're good. He did go, like, remember, you're not like an official guy yet. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Just sent an email back so they would fucking leave me alone.
We saw the emails. That's not what happened.
And he's like, yeah, you haven't finished your SafeSport. You're not an official coach yet. I'm like, I know, I'm working on the SafeSport.
What about the part where he said you've never been asked to be a coach? Not only are you not a coach, you've never been a coach. Nobody wants you to be a coach. No one's requested Coach Aaron. And also, a visitor to the gym told me this, and I don't know why they don't have a picture, so take it with a grain of salt. But if we could get this picture, it would help a lot. This would help a lot. Apparently, the board at the gym that has all the gym members' fighting records, 4-3, 10-0, whatever it may be, under Aaron's name just has a 2. As if somebody's erased the O and. It just says 2. It's almost like the pretend coach doesn't want the people knowing how much he sucks dick.
Says you have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach.
Is that what he said? Listen to this. Listen to this. Scott's really concerned about Aaron's feelings, right? Because Scott knows.
Nothing's making them feel.
So we're supposed to believe that Scott said this to him? You have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach. You're almost there. Don't fret, Aaron. Don't take it too hard. Rubbed his back like he was afraid to do to his own daughter.
Sent an email back so they would fucking leave me alone.
This is wild.
And he's like, yeah, you haven't finished your SafeSport. You're not an official coach yet. I'm like, I know. I'm working on the SafeSport. Says you have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach.
Why would he say that to you? You know that. If it's true, I don't even know. You have your coach's membership.
Says you have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach. Says you have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach.
Why are you looking down? Why can't you look at yourself while you tell these lies? This is like body language 101. He's literally hanging his head in shame as he makes this up. He said this over the phone to you. You have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach. Is that what he said? You have your coach's membership.
Yeah, you haven't finished your SafeSport. You're not an official coach yet. I'm like, I know. I'm working on the SafeSport. Says you have your coach's membership. You are a licensed coach. Take the goddamn SafeSport. I'm like, I even told him today, I'm like, I don't corner fighters alone at events.
Alone? Oh, you corner fighters with other people. You're part of a team? You pussy? You lying pussy?
He goes, just take the fucking thing. I said, all right. So I have my membership. I have my book. I got to take my SafeSport.
Same as Monday? We don't care. We don't care. My car needs an oil change. What of it? My mechanic keeps calling me. He's like, you had your tires rotated. Your alternator looks good. The hybrid battery air filter is brand new. Dude, come in. Get your oil change. I was like, all right. All right.
Test. Taste Fairy says they're seething in the YouTube chat. Oh, dude, it's going to be way worse. It's going to be way worse after the email Scott and I had a good laugh about today. This is
the 9th time he's mentioned the laughing with Scott. This guy's fucking gay, dog. There's no way, like, oh, did I mention my friend Scott in our laughing time? Our laughters? Did I ever tell you about Scott and I laughing? Oh, Scott and I, the times we'd have.